will tell you when your flowers are shipping out. But like I said, we're already starting to receive ours here in Philadelphia area, and so a lot of the country is already getting theirs, which is good. Then they'll ship out right away. In the meantime, let's start with something that is a great perennial for sun or for shade. And I think that is hard because a lot of times it's hard to find good perennials that grow in the shade. But these do. I do also want to let you know, pretty much everything in the show is on 3 monthly easy payments. However, if you have one of our Q cards, our QVC credit cards, you can put it on 6 monthly easy payments. So if that helps you at all, this is the time to bring out that Q card and use it. And if you don't yet have a Q card, you can go to QVC.com. You can apply for one, and many times you're approved in moments. If you make a purchase, you'll get a $20 account credit that you can use on a future purchase. We're going to start with hardy geraniums right here. These are the hardy shade tolerant geranium plants. You're going to get 3 of them, and you're looking at all 3 here. These, just so you know, are for zones 4 to 8, so it's pretty much just about anywhere in the country. But I do want to say you're getting free shipping and handling, as well as 3 monthly payments of $6.58. Katie, let's get started with the hardy shade geraniums. I never even knew you could grow geraniums in the shade.
I know, and I'm so thrilled we're starting with this one because as I was walking around my garden a couple days ago when it was beautiful here in Westchester, I was noticing that my geraniums are already in bloom. So this is the plant we want. And I have mine planted under a crabapple tree where it gets shade, where I can't plant anything with color, and where the roots of the tree often compete with other plants. But here are my geraniums. They're one of the first things to pop up in spring. They have this nice rounded habit. So they take up a lot of space, which means I don't have to weed that area. And then they start, they already have started to bloom now, so they're an early spring bloomer, and they have these dainty, delicate little faces. Oh, I love the petals. They're about the size of a penny, and they're absolutely loaded on the flowers. So they are such a delicate flower. You can see here, it'll be loaded that way all through spring, and then throughout the summer, you will continue to get flowers. It's really a big early spring bloomer, but you will still have a nice bushy plant all throughout the summer into fall, which means you still don't need to be weeding and you'll have that nice color.
You were talking to me a little bit about that this is good weed choking ground cover, and I wondered about that. So in other words, because it's great in shade or sun, and so whether it's under a tree or some of those kind of gap areas where you might have in your garden where you feel like, what am I going to put there, and you don't want to have to be weeding, this is what you should choose, right?
Absolutely, because we all know we have those spots where they're weedy, especially in the shade, because we don't have a lot of choices for the shade. We have hostas and ferns, and we have another great shade plant coming up, a stilby. We have 2 really great shade plants in this show, but it's hard to find shade plants that have color. So here you've got this geranium that is that early spring bloomer that, like you said, it's weed choking. So the bigger it gets, and it will grow to be about, in its height, this season it'll probably get to be about 12 inches by 12 inches, but next season it'll be 2 feet by 2 feet. So these 3 plants are going to cover 6 feet of space in your garden. And that, as we all know, that takes a lot of our time. That is not finding my happy, weeding. I do not enjoy weeding.
That's not my happy either. Let's talk about the colors. I do want to tell you more than 500 of these plant sets have already been ordered. And if you want to really get your ordering done really easily, go to QVC.com or go on the apps on our free download app on your smart devices. This one right here is called Johnson's Blue, right? Or no, is that the sanguium? I don't know.
No, you're right. That's the Johnson's. You said it exactly right, and that's the Johnson's Blue. And we picked the blue, and then we have the Wargrave pink, and the sanguium is almost a combination of the 2. So that's why we picked these 3 plants, because it's got the blue and some of the highlights of the pink or the red in the plant. So they really are a nice echo or a nice complement of each other. This is the sanguinium.
I like that word. I tried to practice it earlier today. But like you said, it's a really pretty soft blue that also has a little hint of pink in the middle. And you'll see it right there. You can see it up close, etc. So these are beautiful, really beautiful geraniums. I've got another question for you, because a lot of times I've seen geraniums in like hanging pots. Would this be something you would put in a hanging pot or not?
So my husband said, he said to me, I was like, we need to get more geraniums when we were walking around the yard the other day. And he said, I don't know if I like geraniums. I said, you're thinking of the annual.
Yeah.
So there are two different types of geraniums. These could absolutely work in a hanging pot, but if you're thinking of the annual geranium, these are different. These are a perennial. So, and they have these dainty, delicate little flowers. It's a little bit of a different plant, but you can still put these in a container if you want. They have a nice mounded habit, and since they're so easy to grow, you don't need to worry about bringing them, you know, up close to the house.
Good, because like you said, they're winter hardy as well.
Yes.
So these are really good. Okay, here's what comes, and this is what you're going to plant, the bare root. Obviously, you see the roots down here, so do you want to cover this with dirt or just leave the top open?
Yeah, in this case, and we do have a lot of bare root plants in this show, and I want to let you guys know, this is a tip. The reason we provide you with bare root plants is because it's easier for those plants on them when you plant them. They don't require as much water, and you will get flowers faster.
Wow.
So it's just a win-win-win for everybody. So we have a lot of bare root. In this case, yes, you would cover the entire thing under about 2 inches of soil.
A lot of people getting more than one. Don't forget, you're going to get kind of that bluish purple, the pink, and the blue. You're getting all three of those geranium plants, and they're great in sun or shade, and that's the beauty of it, and they are perennials. Here's one.